Hey, it's episode 55 of the Wills Blues podcast. How's everybody doing today?
35 or 55?
Episode 55.
Season 2, episode 3.
There it is.
For fuck's sakes. Hey, yeah, no, it is. Hey, everybody, it's episode 2. Oh my God, just no. Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm leaving this all in.
I've already been here like 40 minutes. I'm already done.
No, it is episode 55, 45. 55. It is 55.
But yes, but
podcast.
it is season 2, episode 3 of the Wills Blues podcast. Yes.
Episode 55. Baby.
Episode 55, technically, yes.
I'm at Tin Can Blues, and we're all pretty sure it's episode 55. We're almost positive.
We are positive. And I'm your local botch machine at Mighty Wheels.
And I am at Eric_83. Got it right this time.
Yeah, there you go.
Good about that.
You are true one.
You are a professional, buddy. Professional.
Yeah, that's right. I don't use other people's names for my Twitter handle.
No.
I'm all original.
You're all original. Eric is your very own, isn't it?
Even his real name is stolen.
That's no way to treat our biggest fan.
Yeah, we love True One.
There he is. We love the guy. We love the guy.
Dude,
In fact, he actually had a suggestion about a topic he wanted us to get into tonight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And yeah,
so we're not going to do that, obviously.
No. We don't take fan suggestions. That's not what we do here.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Google it. You want to know about it? Don't come here for your information.
Is this the fan request hour? No.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? What kind of operation do you think this is, Greg?
God.
Anyway, so we're just kidding. We'll talk about it probably.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll get to it.
Get to it.
Yeah,
Eventually.
It's certainly interesting. It's certainly. Fuck it. Let's just get into it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
So
we're doing it.
So the Rock, the great one.
Yes.
And his XFL.
Oh, hold on a second. Hit the what?
President 2032.
The great one?
He's always been the great one.
Yeah, that's
There's only one great one, sir, and that is Gretzky. And let's not get into it after anything else.
Oh my God!
Let's just call him.
Here we go.
Let's just call him the People's Champion and get on with it.
No, that's fair. Okay, so the People's Champ. He's announced that he wants to move forward and work with the CFL, which is quite interesting, as the CFL is. I mean, they're not getting government funding. The government was like, nah, dude. No.
Yeah, I know.
The Canadian government funded the NFL over the CFL, I'm pretty sure.
Fix your team names and get back to us.
Right.
How many Rough Riders can there be? Okay.
Yeah.
The Red Blacks. Your fucking team names are like out of a kindergarten.
Fucker ripping on minor league baseball names last week. This week it's the CFL.
Oh, the minor league baseball names were way better than the CFL names, man.
Way better.
Way better.
But yeah, like so the Rock, I'm sure he wants to get kind of into it because I think didn't he play in the CFL?
Yeah, he played for the Stampeders.
Yeah, well, he was on the practice squad and he got cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, he was there.
Yeah,
he was
he
there.
was.
He was. Stamps. Okay, so yeah, so he wants to get the CFL going. I mean, sounds kind of cool. I don't think they're going to go for it because nobody. That's a pretty big change. What are they going to do? Add the teams to the CFL or add the CFL to the?
Well, could you not do like back in the day? Wasn't there the AFL and the NFL, and that's how like the Super Bowl was created? Because you had, the AFL played, their games, and then the NFL played their games, and then that's how they got the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like the same as all Western sports like that, like East versus West, or National League versus American League, or
you
whatever.
Could do that. You could actually, now that you say like American and National League, you could do it like baseball, and you could have the CFL and the XFL, and then you could have like inter. League, you could have interleague play, and then the two,
it would make money.
It would absolutely make money. I mean, look, how fucking like, come on, the CFL. I think they could use all the help they can get.
The speculation in this article I'm reading from the Star, from this I guess newspaper on the internet called the Star, is saying that it could be a merger, or it could be a merger, or like a team kind of like not what I'm trying, like a versus team, like they would co-op, like they would have their separate leagues, but they would play each other in like an
Okay.
inter-promotional kind of
Yeah.
or a merger. Like that's the two options they think that Dwayne President Rock is thinking of doing with the CFL. He's trying to. They think that he wants to merge the two enterprises. I'm assuming to compete with the NFL and to stick it to Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon's basically given up on the XFL twice. And,
So even with the XFL,
yeah,
a CFL XFL league, I don't think anything gets as popular as football.
It's not going to compete with the NFL, but
no, because like you're talking television rights. I mean, like who's gonna have like the XFL? Is that gonna be like on Hulu Plus?
No.
Is that where you're gonna get your CFL games?
I feel like Fox had the XFL before the pandemic. Like Fox had the XFL, Fox Sports.
You're right, but that was through Vince, though.
That was
through Vince.
Do you not think that they would deal with The Rock as well? I'm sure The Rock is more than willing to deal with Fox, and they'd be more than willing to deal with Fox, and he maybe throws Vince a $10 million sweetener or whatever. Maybe he
could.
He could throw Vince a sweetener, be like, "Hey Vince, just hook us up with Fox.
Just give me 2 minutes to go make a fucking Kevin Hart movie, and I'll be right back with it."
and the XFL is a separate entity, so there isn't like a conflict of interest, because the XFL is now owned by Dwayne Johnson, so that the XFL can absolutely be on Fox Sports.
Well, so wait, what would happen? So let's say the CFL.
And if the CFL was on Fox Sports, for example, that would be huge for the CFL, I think, because I don't think they're on any like American.
I don't even know if Americans are aware that there's a Canadian football league. I think that they're. I don't know if they maybe.
The only way they would be aware of the CFL is through that fucking clip of the two old timers punching each other that they used on like a Monday Night Football broadcast. They used on Come On Man once.
No, I think so. But what happens if the CFL plays the XFL team? The two teams play like, holy shit, this is gonna be a good game. What rules do they use? Traditional CFL rules?
Home team rules.
So that means they're gonna have to, like, the Edmonton football team is gonna have to build a team that can compete with like extreme rules and also regular old rules. So like there's gonna be fucking like elbowing and shit, and then they'll be like, whoa, what the
I actually think it could be exactly how I guess the NFL was in the friggin' like 50s and 60s. There was the National Football League, which was like the Packers and the Bears and like a couple other teams I can't remember, but that was like the original 6 team, original 6 or 12 NFL, whatever. For example, say that's like the original NFL, and then they had the AFL, which is the American football, that had like the Jets and the Chargers and the Patriots and like the expansion teams, if you will. So, and what happened in, I'm assuming, 1968, I think, was the first Super Bowl. So they merged, and the first Super Bowl was like the AFL and the NFL
but
competing together in like a joint venture, and eventually those two football organizations kind of came together to form like a mega conglomerate football league. So I feel like the CFL and the XFL, The Rock is probably thinking that there's a potential for their two leagues to do that. Like they could have their separate entities and maybe play like a Super Bowl kind of championship at the end of the year, but then eventually they would become so big theoretically that they could merge into like a super new alternative to American Canadian hybrid football kind of thing.
But who changes their rules though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you go with home
true.
team rules,
well, it could be like they could have like hybrid rules or because like it's like with baseball.
Yeah, you
like,
can pick and choose. You can, like, for
Yeah.
interpromotional games, you can pick and choose. Like,
Yeah.
say, because like I love. I know it's super dangerous, but I love the fucking scramble at the beginning of the XFL games
Yeah, totally.
for possession.
Totally.
It's terrible.
But I
But
actually think didn't they get rid of that for like the new season of the XFL?
I'm pretty sure they did because
I
it's
think they did,
fucking
yeah.
ridiculous and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
dangerous. And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot.
If I'm not mistaken, in the very first XFL game, one of the
Yeah.
guys who went on like the scramble
Yeah.
got like injured. He was like done.
I could see that. I can see that.
Well, it's not
yeah.
the fucking, it's the XFL. What do you expect?
So and
Yeah.
like the majority of
XFL. If you sign a contract for the XFL, it's like, so I'm signing a contract for the Extreme Football League. Yeah, just to kind of imagine what that might entail. And they
I think a lot
like,
of those guys who are
Hey,
putting their names on those dotted lines are like so fucking like it's either this or I play like fucking like lingerie football. So
Yeah.
fuck, like
Yeah.
what am I on?
pretty much.
If this is what it takes, if I gotta
yeah.
get clotheslined, fucking,
It's like it's this or a regular guy job. It's like working in an office or something.
yeah. This gets me exposure.
Yeah.
I'm on TV. Obviously pro scouts. I mean, if you get noticed, you get noticed, right? Like,
you know what? A little sidebar here. What always blows my mind that the Grey Cup has been around like almost twice as long as the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
that is
the Grey Cup is much old, and I'm not sure like the Grey Cup's 1909.
I think this
was the first award.
CFL is older than the NFL, I believe.
1958 CFL.
Okay.
So I don't know when the first Super Bowl was. Around then sometime.
I think it was like 1960 something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like 1960 something.
Okay. Yeah, so the CFL is older than the combination of the AFL, but I think the AFL and the NFL, as they were separately, was older.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder which set of rules is older, the NFL's like rules or the CFL's. Like what came first, the 3 downs or the 4 downs? Like who was the one to be like, well, maybe we need extra, or someone was like, 4 downs is too much. Let's move this game.
I think it was probably 4 downs because the NFL and AFL separate was around longer, because I think they've been around since the late 1800s or whatever, okay. Right? I don't know that for sure. Craig can fact check that. But
this is his project anyway.
Yeah, come on, this is his project. Pull your damn weight, man.
Audience participation ad group.
So anyway, but then I think the Canadian were like, and then don't they have the field goal post in they're further back too, right? In the CFL than they are in the NFL. Yeah. I think
the CFL they're like right in the fucking middle of the end zone.
Okay, so then the CFL is closer then.
The actual field is longer. I think it's like 110 yards in the CFL.
Yeah, there's more than just the down change. There's something else too.
Yeah.
So you get 3 downs in the CFL, 4 downs in the NFL. But I think probably when they made the CFL, they were like, we just got to do something. So we're just gonna have 3 downs, which is anyway. I don't know how that.
I fucking hate CFL rule. There's too much motion. There's too much. I hate all the fucking motion before the snap. I hate that. Just as a football fan, that fucking shit pisses me off because like I don't watch enough CFL to have that be a regular thing. So if I do catch like a couple of downs of a CFL game and when they line up and those receivers start moving, I'm like, look at this offside. Look at this.
Yeah. I'm
it's like, oh no, it's the CFL. That's right. You can do whatever the fuck you want before the snap.
and I actually find, I don't know why, but I think the smaller field in the NFL makes it more exciting. I think the bigger field in the CFL makes the games less exciting. I don't know why, and I can't explain it why, but I just think it's harder to score in the NFL, and it just makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I can find myself to be like thoroughly entertained by like a football game that ends like say like 6-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, because I mean it's and I mean like look, it's like not to take anything away from the CFL guys, but it's just it's a different skill set in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you got guys doing shit that is just. I mean Odell Beckham. I mean just to watch him like track and catch a football,
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like painting a picture.
Yeah.
I love it. You know what? And I can't even tell you a fucking receiver in the CFL right now. Maybe Andy Fantuz. Is Andy Fantuz a guy?
I don't know.
I think he is a thing. I think Andy
I
Fantuz
think I
is a
can.
thing.
The only players I can see that transition from the CFL to the NFL that I can think of or remember is like Warren Moon and Doug Flutie.
Don't forget the Rocket Ishmael, buddy.
Was he in the NFL too?
Yeah, he went to the NFL.
I don't remember.
If I'm not mistaken, he went to the Raiders.
I don't remember him playing for the
But Fizz, I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure he didn't make much noise. Like he was a fucking small guy.
Idiot kicker Mike Vanderjagt. He was in there.
Oh yeah. Peyton Manning nemesis.
Yeah, Peyton Manning nemesis Mike Vanderjagt.
That guy was just an idiot. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
But yeah, those are the only three players I can think of.
Yeah, Warren Moon, I guess, being like the biggest name to do that. I say like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Warren Moon Canadian? He's not Canadian.
I think he is. No, I don't think he is.
No,
I don't think he is.
No, we'll check that.
Yeah. That's true. When you can double check that.
So would you be interested in the CFL, XFL?
Yeah, I think that would be a cool experiment to like bring some excitement to both leagues, because I'm sure like we've seen and mentioned that both of them have elements that are entertaining and exciting, but like individually they're not as good as the NFL. But maybe they could be competitive with the NFL combined. Like maybe if they combine the best things of both leagues, then they could be an alternative to the NFL.
Like maybe the only problem I see with that is just like the ad, like the marketing machine behind the NFL.
Yeah,
because like you got to get you need top notch sponsors, and like look, if you're gonna compete with the NFL, I think that your championship game has to be if people aren't plunking down like $10 million for like a 15-second ad spot during your game, you're not going to be successful.
Oh well, there's no way like they can't compete with the Super Bowl. They need decades to.
Plus, you would have to go offhanded. So like when like they could not compete at the same time.
No,
they would get eaten alive.
Not. Yes, absolutely.
So you'd have to do it in the offhand, and there's just like, is there a market in the NFL?
They could potentially compete with college football, maybe. Millions,
but
of
even
people,
that's fucking huge,
dude. So huge,
dude. The NFL has trouble competing with college football almost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, so our like my mom used to live in the States.
Yeah.
And even in Pennsylvania, like I go by high school stadiums that make some of our university stadiums look like fucking parks.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's high school football.
It's madness, the football. Yeah, they love their football.
Yeah, it's too deep ingrained, man. Like it's too deep. Like the NHL, no chance competing, no chance. There's a ton of American teams in the NHL, and
the NHL has grown spectacularly in the United States.
Yes,
but it's still like, I mean, I would put it under baseball.
Yeah, it's below for sure, because baseball is that all American sport. It's that all American game. It's hard to do it. Like it's hard because all these sports have been around forever. They've been around since the 1800s, so they've had a century and even longer to get into. Like generations of people are born into it and born into it, and now you try to start a new sport or start something new, it's gonna take a while to kick in, and then it's the people that throw the money behind it aren't gonna want to wait that long. So it's not the only time this has ever worked is when UFC is happened, and all of a sudden that is fucking huge, and now nobody watches fucking boxing anymore.
Yeah.
It's like now they've just done something more extreme. It's like, now we can kick you in the head. And then everyone's like, fuck yeah, this is way better than boxing. So you're going to have to do something like that. If you,
Yeah.
That's entirely
I feel too like the average, Joey Lunchbox in the US will like at first be like, oh, The Rock, XFL, I'm excited. And then see Canadian and be like, I don't want to watch this.
yeah, I think they won't. I don't know if they give it a chance because they just see Canadian football.
Look at how fucking big
that
end zone is. What the fuck? It's like a parking lot in there. And then they're just gonna pick.
What's he punting on the second down? What's he punting on the second down for? What a moron!
Second down. They don't know what the hell. That ain't football. Is this soccer?
Yeah.
Is this what soccer is?
Very true. Very true.
I feel like that could also be like a fun. I mean, you have to. Fuck, man, you really got to like work hard at this. I hope this isn't something like that gets jumped into fast, because I'd like to see something happen for like the CFL. Because like I remember, like like some of those CFL guys. I don't know if it's still true, but like, dude, in the off season, they have like jobs. Shit. Like they have jobs.
That's because like they make good money. Like I'm not dismissing the money they make. But like, in comparison to the NFL, there's no.
No, it's not even close.
I wonder what the league minimum is in the CFL.
It's like 50 grand.
Fact check.
Yeah,
50 grand?
50 grand. But I think the league minimum is 50 grand.
You'd have to get a fucking job by the off season. 50 grand.
I think there's maybe like 2 or 3 players that are making like $250,000, and those are like the high end like quarterbacks.
Bill, we got a game tonight, guys. I can't get out of work, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's the championship, dude. I got to do inventory, man. I can't talk to you.
It's fucking inventory.
Friggin' true, man.
I drew the short straw. Okay, look, you're just gonna have to replace me.
Boss is gonna have my ass on a flat.
and maybe that's what the XFL like. That maybe that's what Dwayne Johnson's thinking for the CFL, to raise their profile so that he can.
Sure.
Because
you only can.
Yeah, because Rocky Johnson's Canadian, isn't he? So he must have a soft spot for Canada, and he obviously was in Calgary for a few years.
Oh, absolutely! I saw him and fucking Kevin Hart were up in like Nova Scotia, like early pandemic.
Oh wow! Well, see, there you go.
They were fucking clanging and banging, dude. They were fucking. He loves The Rock. Loves Canada.
Kevin Hart is like a little black like muscle man. He's pretty rad. I like Kevin Hart.
Dude, if one of your best buddies in the world was The Rock, and that guy just carried a gym with him wherever he went, because that's what he does, you'd be in great shape.
Yeah,
because you'd be like, hey, what do you want to do? And the Rock would be like, what the fuck you mean? It's 4 a.m. It's time to work out. And like, oh shit, okay. And then
haven't you had your 4 steaks for breakfast yet?
Yeah. Like there's 17 eggs.
I've been up for 2 hours, Kevin Hart, you lazy bitch. Yeah.
Right now, I'm pretty sure the highest paid player in the CFL is BC Lions quarterback Mike Riley, who signed a $2.9 million 4-year deal, so $700,000 a year.
That's not bad. That's like
$700,000 a year. It's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, you're gonna have concussions and shit. Then maybe not, but
yeah.
Well, hopefully that's like 2.9 million guaranteed.
For the 4 years, maybe.
I don't know about guaranteed.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, yeah. I'm assuming like part of it's guaranteed signing bonus money. He must have like
signing bonus. What do you mean signing bonus?
Like 10 grand. Like 10 grand. Like 10 grand.
Coupon book for Harvey's, guy. Fucking 2 can dine. 2 can dine for $4.99 at Harvey's. That's your signing bonus.
Dude, I'm pretty sure like some of those guys in like I'll just say European football, but I mean soccer. Yeah. So football in Europe that in like the leagues below the Premier League that make probably the same as the CFL.
Yeah.
Like they're not even in the big shot. They're in like the lower.
Do you mean like the bottom tier, like the below teams in the European football?
Well, no. Well, like I mean like 2 or 3 tiers down from the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Well, I guess you'd probably consider like the CFL to be like the bottom of the NFL of the football development pool or whatever. I'm sure there's people that think. I
don't know. I'd say like NFL, CFL, everywhere else. Probably.
I guarantee you ask Americans and they would say like college football is probably more talented than the CFL. They would probably put up every.
Oh, I see. Okay, no, I saw. Okay, yeah. I think I might agree with you there.
They'd probably even put up some of their high school teams against the CFL and be like, "We'd take."
I'm telling you right now, the fucking Crimson Tide would fucking murder the Toronto Argonauts.
Who's the Crimson Tide?
Alabama. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. Well,
Sorry, Jesus Christ!
Isn't that the Sooners? The Alabama.
Oh, what?
Isn't
That's
that
Oklahoma.
Oh, okay, so
Oh, geez. Sorry, we just lost. If we had any American, they're all gone now.
but they don't.
Me?
Oh, come on! Like
the Oklahoma Crimson Tide.
You know what? You know what? I come here every week. I know everything that I need to know. I make one mistake in sports. No.
Can you do me a favor? Because I want to see like the reaction or I guess outcry. Can you go to Twitter tomorrow and just write Roll Tide Oklahoma Crimson and then hashtag it college football game day. And then we'll just see what rolls in. So we'll just see what trickles down. Because I guarantee the amount of clown faces in your fucking timeline would be uncountable.
It could be amusing. This could be like a social experiment.
Oh my god, that's funny. I thought you knew, man. I thought you knew.
I'm kind of familiar with college football.
I was
particularly.
I was completely out of the loop with everything you just said, Eric. I had
Really?
no clue. Yeah, no, I don't know who the fuck. I don't know any college football.
I love college football. Because they're hungry. Those kids are hungry, man. They want to get paid.
They want to get that first round pick money, and
they absolutely want to get that first pick money.
They're all trying to get first round pick blowjobs and paychecks, buddy. That's what they're
absolutely.
They're all worried. They're all worried about how you ever watch that show Ballers with Dwayne Johnson on HBO? Yeah, that's all about he's a the football agent or whatever, and that's a good show actually.
It's a really good show.
It is,
So that hey, Daniels. Speaking of pretty good shows,
oh my God, the league.
But I think so. At the end of the show last week, after we had finished recording, we were just talking about TV shows, and we ended up telling Daniels about the league. and he's like, "What the fuck? I never heard of this show. I'll give it a try, I guess." And then what happened?
So that was a week ago. There are 7 seasons. I am on season 4, like episode 5.
Holy!
I am just burning through I love this show. I don't know how I missed it. Well, where did this originally air?
I don't know. It was on like one of them channels that was never on TV.
It was on FX.
Yeah, like FX or FXX or
FX.
I'm because like they cuss. Obviously, there's cussing in the show.
It's the same station as Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I kind of like this show better than Sunny. I think I like this show more than I like Sunny.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
The chemistry between all the guys in this show and even like the wives and the girls and all this is just awesome. Man. Like Kevin, the fact that Jenny's just running his team.
Oh my God.
And it's a joke in the show.
The way she screws him over. Like I just watched an episode where they're going to be going head to head. And she hears him over the baby monitor, like say who he should pick. Who's he talking to? He's talking to Ruxin. And like she immediately goes to the computer and starts emailing Ruxin like not to do the trade.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And Kevin by far is my favorite. I don't know if it's his deep hairline or what it is about that guy. Fucking he just cracks me up.
He's pretty good.
He's so
great
good.
Show.
Man, I love Taco, man. The guy's so great. Like when Kevin's like, look, I because he's got that stuffed animal that he fucking hates, and his daughter's always playing with it. And he's like,
Giblets.
Yeah, and he's like, Taco, I'm gonna pay you like a lot of money to dress up as Mr. Giblets and scare the crap out of my daughter so she never wants to see this thing again. But then when he like dresses up in the costume and shows up at her house, but she loves him and starts giving him like here's a computer. Yeah, so he just robs them. And then
oh my God. The amount of breaking and entering that goes on in this fucking
So
show
much,
is
so
too
much.
I love
Oh
it,
my
man.
God.
John LaJoy should be in more shit because he plays such a good, brainless stoner who like somehow is getting away with life.
I
You
will
know, like
say this about Taco though. It seems like once he got that money from Jerry Jones for DallasCowboys.com, he kind of turned into a little bit of a jerk a little bit. Like he lost a little bit of the goofiness for me.
Yeah, but
He
that's
got
something
money.
Taco would do.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah,
And of course,
he get all
Jason Mantzoukas.
yeah.
He's the
is
best.
a
He's the best. He's the
fucking
best character on that show. He's the best character on that show.
Did you get to the one where he met Dirty Randy yet?
Yes. Oh yeah. No, we've
Yeah,
totally
okay.
met Dirty Randy yet. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is obviously Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but no, did you get to the episode where it's like the origins of how Dirty Randy and Jason Mantzoukas met, or the Raffy, how they met?
Oh, I don't think I got
Okay,
to that one.
you'll get to it. It's a great episode.
Good.
Right now, Raffy is living in like some weird like apartment,
Yeah.
and it's just like a hose coming out of the fucking wall with a bucket under it, and that's like his washroom kitchen. And like his landlord comes in, he's like, I fixed your washroom kitchen. And they just start getting like into this argument. I don't know. I thought he was like living. It looked like he was living under a bridge, but it's clearly an apartment with a landlord. But he's just so nutty.
He's so
Oh
good.
man, that show is top notch.
I love how like Ruxin, he starts talking about having fantastic lady day with his wife, where he like spoils her all day. He's like, I don't argue, I don't talk about football, I just agree with what she has to say, and at the end we have a really good night. And so he's got her like tied up to the bed and stuff, but then like something happens in the football fantasy league and he wants to like make a trade or something, so he's like, oh shit. So he puts a blindfold on her and like ties her hands to the bed, and then he gets the laptop out and he's like sorting out his league, and she's like, what are you doing, Ruxin? And he's just like touching her leg with one hand while he makes trades with the other hand. And the best part about it is like in the previous season he's complaining about how he can't get any action from his wife because she just had the babies. It's just funny. Like his change. Baby Jeffrey.
And then of course there's Chalupa Batman.
I can't. Oh, what's Chalupa Batman again? I can't remember.
That's Kevin and Jenny's second kid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because
Chalupa Batman.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I love the episode where like Kevin's mom is like staying at their house and she's just treating Jenny like shit, and she's like she's trying to explain how she's a good parent, and they're like, yeah, look at Ellie, like their daughter, and the mom's just like, Ellie is a train wreck. Even the grandmother calls the kid a train wreck. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that show is just but it's ruined me on everything else. I haven't watched anything else.
It's an excellent show.
It's messed with your life, eh?
Well, because I was all into 24, so now I feel like I've totally lost. Like I can't jump back into 24. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got to go on a roll with that for like at least a season. So I might have to start. 24 over again when I'm done with.
All right. Well, let this be a lesson to all of you. If you start watching the league and you've never watched it before, it's going to ruin your TV life, and you will watch nothing but the league.
So, it will consume you.
So Daniels, I'm sorry, and also you're welcome.
Yeah, accepted, and thank you. Oh man!
Again, I think Wheels. Last week didn't you bring it up? And I was like, yeah, that is a great show. And then Daniel's like, what's this show?
No, I think you brought it up, and we were just talking about it. How it is an excellent show. I saw it a few years ago, so I can't remember a lot of it. I do need to get back into it, but I've just been distracted with other shit. But yeah,
I immediately started watching it last week when we that Friday. I put on like the whole first season pretty well when we got off recording the show.
Oh, man.
Do you watch that show with Inga? Does Inga like that show?
We put it on, but it's not really her kind of humor.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, there's a lot of shit about football, and there's a lot of like, you know, the guys aren't very nice to each other most of the time. And
I love when they're doing like the fantasy drafts and Taco, like John LeJoy's character, he like constantly like references NFL or like CFL players. He just won't, he just won't pay attention. And
all he does is draft kickers.
Kickers and players from the CFL. That's all he does.
My god!
when Jenny and Ruxin team up to pick a team after what's the guy, her husband's name? Anyway, he won't let her join we won't let her join the league because he doesn't want to make the change.
Yeah.
Right? He wants to keep it like the boys league. And so Ruxin and her team up and they pick this excellent team, and then Rux is just like looking at it, he's like, oh, my lineup, oh my god. And then later he's in the room just jerking off to his lineup.
Yeah.
And
Oh man, it's
like, what are you doing, man? He's like, my lineup.
such a good show.
When he has the stroke and he gets stuck in Ruxin's face, it's like when he finds out about the shadow government.
Ruxin is Ruxin is an underrated character too in that show. He's just such a dick. Like when the Make-A-Wish Foundation kid, when he's the lawyer for the Make-A-Wish Foundation kid, and he just uses the Make-A-Wish Foundation kid to meet the guy that's in his lineup, and the kid's like, no, I don't want to meet that guy. He's like, yeah, you do.
Such an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that show, man.
Yeah, no, it's a good 100% chef's kiss.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it was one of my those shows where like there's not very much weak point in that whole seven series of it, 7 seasons of it.
There isn't.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 4 seasons in, and I'm like, you know, I can't wait for the next episode. I'm like, I gotta press the button. I can't wait the 9 seconds.
I can't wait the 9 seconds. You're gonna watch it as soon as we're out of here, eh? I'm surprised.
Okay, I do have to go to work. I do have to go to work early, but I might sneak in an episode before I go to sleep for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
I even I will do that because I downloaded an episode this morning I watched to and from on my walk to work.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So if anybody passed me today to and from work and I just had my head down and ignored you, it's because I was watching.
You got your headphones in, watching a movie as you're walking.
Yep.
Get to a corner, you got to pause it, look both ways for a car, and then hit play. And fucking...
Yeah, that's the thing. I really got to watch what I'm doing because it's still slippery out there, traffic and whatnot.
Dude, that's pretty committed. It's pretty committed if you'll watch it while you walk to work. It's not like I listen to a podcast while I walk to work. It's like, no, I physically watched an episode of a TV show.
Well, but what about the beautiful scenery in the mountains? Be like, man, I've been here for 13 years. I've seen that shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, the mountain. It's been there for thousands of years. It's still there.
It's still the same. Yeah, it's got snow on it now.
I've never seen this before, so
this is news to me. This is spectacular. It's
move it, sticker bitch. Oh man. Oh yeah. So speaking of leagues,
yes,
you got Tyson. You have you're gonna make the NHL billions. You said.
Oh boy.
Oh
okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear this idea because we're going in fresh here.
All right. So you guys, I think you're gonna not be on board at first. Okay, because at first it's gonna sound a little weird.
Okay.
All right. So you know how the NHL has a 16-team playoff every year for the Stanley Cup, and every other team just fucking sits on their ass and does nothing and makes $0.
Yes.
Just fucking sits there and costs money.
Yes.
And 16 teams just make lots and lots and lots and lots of money. And that's all revenue shared back throughout all the teams that didn't make fuck all. And the NHL is poor because of it, because, the other teams are sitting there doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
do they in fact cost money?
I don't, it's just like, well, probably because it's expenses, but they're not getting paid.
Isn't the stats, isn't the Isn't that like because it's revenue sharing? So isn't it like there's a statistic that only the Canadian teams and like 4 American teams are actually profitable, and
Yeah, I think
they're the ones that like put all the money into the pot that's shared with every other team in the league.
I think it's basically like New York, Toronto, Chicago, and then like maybe a few other Canadian teams. But I think it's basically that. Montreal.
Yeah,
I think it's basically those teams making tons of cash.
So much money, and all the other teams make like fucking nothing.
So what you do is there's right now 31 teams in the league, but there's going to be 32 when Seattle gets here, and that gives you 2 16s, right? So now you have 16 teams sitting there doing fuck all. What they should do is now you put those 16 teams into another playoff at the same time that the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, or maybe stagger it a bit for TV or however smarter people about media would think about that. But so you have every single team in the league selling tickets to stadiums and broadcasting games on the TV. So these other 16 teams, what they're playing for is a chance at the first overall draft pick. And
Sacco, that's what they're playing for.
Yeah. So they're going to play in for the first, but also the loser, like the loser of that last series, that last best of 7, gets relegated into the AHL. So there's a lot on the line. So like you could get like to get to the first overall pick, you have to get to that last. It's like the Stanley Cup final. It's like the last series. But you could also get relegated. If you win, you get the first overall pick. If you lose, you get relegated. It's a real bad place to be.
Yeah, but then you would have to work out deals with like you want to send them down to the AHL. Is that what you want?
No, I want to send the whole team to the lower league.
Yeah, no, for example, like the AHL, for example.
Yeah, like all the players get paid the same, but the team gets screwed and goes down.
Wow, I just don't know.
And the winner of the Calder Cup comes up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So and then
this isn't like a new idea. You just want to do the same thing they do in European football.
It's cool, man. So cool idea. People would be watching, like, let's say you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers in 2000 or anytime. Let's say you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers anytime after Gretzky or Messier. Okay. So this team's been pretty garbage for, but now
they would, if we went by like your rule that they got demoted every year, they'd be in fucking Pee Wee right now. They'd be playing 12-year-old.
They'd be Timbits, dude. They'd be Timbits.
They'd be the intermission show.
Still getting beat up on the power play.
So anyway, so let's say it's 2012 or some shit.
Yeah.
And so the Oilers now, in that 16-team playoff, they're going to go against so they're going to be the 32nd team because they're the worst team in the league that year.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go against the 17th place team. Like you just kind of reverse the order like that, like 32 versus 17, blah, 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 all the way until you're in the middle. And then those teams play. The winner of the quarterfinals just fucks off and goes home. They're staying in the league. No problem. Mm-hmm. They don't get any draft pick, it gets seeded. Mm-hmm. No first overall pick, but they stay in the league. And now, so the losers go on, the winners don't. Mm-hmm. The winners fuck off and go home and they get to stay in the NHL. The losers get one step closer to either relegation or the first overall pick.
Is it a 1-game playoff? Like that's
7, best of 7.
Best of 7. Oh,
no, it would have to be 3 out of 5.
It's a lot
at the most.
You think?
That's so it's I think you're oversaturating a league that isn't as popular as, because again, it would be like TV contracts, right? Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you get away with that in Canada.
I'm just trying to pack stadiums that aren't packed for like 6 or 8 straight months.
I also think that like what you want to do works in European football because there's so many teams and leagues. Like,
there is so many.
But like I think hockey has 4 leagues if you don't include the KHL. Like
Yeah,
the-
but like
the-
none of
like-
those other leagues are involved. It's only the AHL and the NHL. I'm not trying to do like this
Yeah.
grand thing where it happens in all leagues.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want there to be some reason not to tank. Not to have,
Yeah,
not to
yeah.
just trade away everybody and have the shittiest team in the world because you're gonna get fucking relegated out of the league. Like, it's just so bad.
What about if they had a 16-team playoff for the first overall pick? Like they just all played. It's like the Stanley Cup, but it's for the
But it's the first overall pick.
pick.
Yeah,
And
it could be.
That's what they do.
I wouldn't mind that either. Just
I think
something.
that would be cool too.
Just something. And even if you didn't do the bottom 16, you just did the bottom 8 or something.
Yeah.
But just something to keep from like what happens if you suck forever, if your organization's so inept, they just suck for so long, they just get rewarded. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. You should at least
working out for the Oilers kind of right now.
Okay, but
I liked Justin's idea there about like the awarding like the first pick like that way. Like
I do think they
because I do like
that.
But imagine the gravity of that. So you've gone through four playoffs of best of 5 or 7 or whatever, and now it's just the Edmonton Oilers and the Detroit Red Wings, and the winner wins the first overall pick and the loser gets relegated out of the league entirely. Like the gravity of that series.
That would be pretty
huge. Like you're either getting a game-changing prospect and staying in the NHL and competing the next year, or you're just fucking off to the lower league. Like the gravity it has on the league, the players, the teams, everything is so huge. The drama would be incredible. Like it's must-watch TV, that kind of shit, because it's like, well, my team's gonna fucking get Connor McDavid, or it's going to go to the AHL.
What if the first overall pick is a Nail Yakupov, and that's your reward, or
that's the gamble.
Yeah,
the
gamble is a lemon.
That's the gamble you take.
Yeah,
that's the gamble you take.
Yeah.
Did you think it was beneficial when the MLB made the All-Star, like the winner of the All-Star game gets home field for the World Series?
Yeah, because it's something. Because
it's
something to because otherwise, like the NHL All-Star game, you win and it all goes to charity, and that's nice and everything.
Yeah,
but like cool, the players don't give a fuck. You're not playing for anything. Yeah. You got to play for something in this kind of stuff. Like like that when it's March. And you're like 30th in the league. Yeah. You're like, fuck it, I checked out a month ago. Like, what the fuck do I care? I'm just gonna come back and play on this shitty team next year.
Well,
what the fuck do I care?
What if they make it so like the team that is the team that is the last to be eliminated from the playoffs wins the first overall pick? I like that idea. They still play the 82 game season or whatever it is, but the team that is the last eliminated from the playoffs, they win the first overall pick.
No, you mean the first eliminated?
Yeah. Well, like the team that's like last mathematically eliminated.
Yeah, like the team that's the last to not qualify for the playoffs. They are they are awarded the first overall pick.
It also seems like you'd try to lose that last game, though. If you were like, if we lose this game, we're the last. If we win, we go to the playoffs. If we lose,
but if you're like prideful in your job, you'd want to be in the playoffs. Wouldn't be playing.
Maybe, but this doesn't seem like it sticks asses in seats, and I'm trying to get the NHL another $1 billion.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's my main motivation. It's like it's.
Have you considered t-shirt cannons?
Yeah, t-shirt cannons, maybe. Not a pandemic, that might work.
Not a pandemic.
I do really enjoy your idea. I like it. I just don't see how you could convince the team relegated to go down. I don't see how you.
They'd be completely screwed because now they don't have a TV deal. Now they don't. It's exactly what happens in the European football. It's the same thing.
Can you imagine?
So imagine the Ottawa Senators this year. Imagine the Ottawa Senators have Tim Stützle and they have like all this great shit going on, and they get relegated. But now they got to get back. Now they could get back the very next year by winning the Calder Cup.
I would only be hoping for the team that John Tortorella is coaching to be regulated, because I think those games would be fantastic. I think they'd be stuff of legend. Like John Tortorella now has to coach in the fucking AHL, and he's getting beat by like the Saginaw fucking Eagles.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the whole organization, players, managers, owners, everything. You all get bumped down a league. Tough shit, guys. you better fucking bring it. But you know, oftentimes what happens in the Premier League is they go down and they come up right away the next year and they compete again. And you know, it's a big yo. It's
There'll be some hard years for some fucking teams. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. Do you think the Ottawa Senators could get out of the AHL? Do you think they could win it all in the AHL?
See, because now this is the problem. Because I think if you do that, like look at how hard it probably is to get like tier 1 players to go to like an Ottawa or an Edmonton. Like these are cities that have problems signing players solely based on geography.
Yeah.
Now they're in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make deal. I think it would.
It sounds like
would have to be big. You would have to be okay. So how about this? You get relegated, and if you can't get out in 5 years, you just get bumped back up again. And
that seems like it rewards nothing.
But because
it seems like
you can kill a franchise, dude. You can kill a team.
Yeah, if the Senators
financially,
so you better not get fucking relegated. Like it's fucking huge.
but dude, if people don't want to come to your team anymore, if people are like, if big names are like, no fucking way, I'm not going. Why would you trade me to an AHL squad? I'm not going there. Dude, that like a team like Ottawa, I guarantee you, they get relegated. They're gone within 10 years. 10 years that there's no more.
10 years, that's
maybe
generous. They'd be gone in like 3 years.
Maybe.
Because they like their owners are nut. They have a hard time filling their own.
So you better not fucking tank, and you better do your fucking job. Like you better get a good squad and a good coach, and you better get players. Like there's no room for error here. Like it's not a gimme.
So what happens? So what happens when a team that gets relegated goes bankrupt?
I guess they fold and that's it.
Does the league step in?
Maybe that's like an AHL franchise now. So maybe, but like the players still cost, right? So it's an AHL franchise.
I don't know, man.
Here's the thing I couldn't come to terms with though. Like what happens if you face your own farm team? That was the only thing I didn't know how to handle.
If you face your own farm team and they fucking beat you, then the farm team should be immediately bumped to the NHL.
But you're not going to play your farm team hard because you don't want to hurt your prospects. You're not like going to be like, go out and throw some fucking hits, boys.
To get back in the NHL, and compete, I would fucking run over my fucking.
I was thinking that you don't let the farm team, like you just omit that game all the time.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but like it's something that's. Maybe it's a little too extreme.
There's something there for sure, but it's I
want to get asses in seats, and it's 16 teams that aren't playing normally. Now they're playing until June, and they're all fresh. You know, it's not like, well, we haven't played a game since April. It's like, no, we played a game the same as everybody else. And then the thing about this is you're going for either relegation or the first overall pick, and you're just getting more tired and more beat up and more tired, and it's just getting harder and harder and harder. So like
I think the return could easily backfire on you if you're talking about getting butts in the seats and eyes on the TV. Because if you're like I'm saying, if your team is in the AHL 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I think you just stop watching altogether and you just pick another team.
It could be that way. And
then now you're losing a team
because you definitely
television rights. You're losing a lot of money when.
Yeah, that is actually it happens a lot. But so what happens in that Premier League is there's like 3 years of parachute payments when they get sent down again to help you keep competitive and keep afloat and all this kind of thing. And that's the NHL would obviously there'd have to be some kind of agreement there.
I don't think the NHL makes enough money to be able to do that.
They would if they put 16 more teams in the playoffs for that many more asses and seats and TV deals and that kind of shit.
Yeah,
I think it's all based on, like, I hate to say it, but it would be based on like the American audience.
At that point, because
I feel like there's more people, like there's more teams in Europe that have revenue and like a TV audience than there is NHL teams in Canada. I feel like there's less NHL teams that have an audience than there is European football teams.
Well, there's only 7 Canadian NHL teams.
Yeah, but okay.
So, I mean, there's.
So theoretically, if say friggin' Florida and Carolina gets bumped to the AHL for 4 years or whatever,
yeah,
they're friggin' gone, man. Like Florida can't friggin' get people in the seats now.
Yeah, they could be. So, but like, I mean, at the same time, it allows the strongest franchises to survive. The ones that have fan base, the ones that have.
Yeah, but it's not growing the NHL. Like, and as a business, the NHL seems like it would be shrinking.
It would grow the NHL over time because you wouldn't have any straggler franchises costing money because they would never stay afloat. The only ones you'd have there are the ones that could put asses in seats. Yeah. And if they couldn't, they'd fold. And eventually you just have a smaller league is what would end up happening probably. I guess you're right. It could end up hurting. Well, I don't dispute it would end up hurting it, but I think it would also make it better.
I think in the short term it would hurt it a lot. And in the long term, it might be possible for sure.
Imagine a team like the Ottawa Senators in March. It's garbage time. Yeah. You're probably not going to make. You're not going to make the playoffs.
No.
What the fuck are you playing for? Well, you're fucking playing to get a better seed in your playoffs, and you want to stay in game form. You want to at the trade deadline. You're not selling because you want to make sure that you have a squad that's not going to get fucking. I understand the relegation thing's not really a Western thing. It never has been. It's never going to be. I just think it's such a fascinating way to run your sports, to have that kind of gravity in it, where like if you suck, you're just getting the fuck out.
Yeah,
you don't belong here. Go down, fucking practice, get better, hire some better staff, and then come back. It's not like just fucking get the best pick and then do it again and then do it again. And then still suck and do it again. You're not entertaining. You just fucking, I say this after the Oilers have got Connor McDavid, of course. At the time, I'd be like, no, fuck no. Fuck that.
even with Connor McDavid, it's a stretch whether they'd be good enough to play in the NHL. Even with Connor McDavid.
But yeah, that's, I don't know. It's been ever since I started to follow this English football, man. There's like 20 fucking tiers. And there's seven Canadian NHL teams. There is like hundreds of English football teams.
And that's why I think they can do it there, because there's so many teams and so many different like ways to watch. Like in North America, there's only 32. I mean, obviously there's the OHL and the CHL and the AHL and the WHL and all that stuff. And there's like European like hockey leagues.
And there's all those there's tons of hockey in America too.
Yeah, there's tons of minor leagues in America. But there's no like audience like there's college football.
You're right. You're right that like the in like 4 tiers down in English football, there's still asses in seats. Yeah. And those guys are like, they're probably not going to be in the Premier League, but it's like the local team, right? It's like the local little city team.
Yeah. But like university hockey, like if you go to the U of A Bears game in friggin'
it would be like that.
Like 100 people there.
Yeah. Then the thing about those, it's all affordable. That's why they have huge following and a huge fan base, because it's like €12 to get in, or like, it's like $18. And you're just in the game and like, the concession and whatever, but you can just rock up, go to a game. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and then in the NHL, as you're aware, and, it's like, well, it's a $400 weekend.
Yeah.
With hotel and everything and all that shit. Crazy. It's like, are you can take Bruce to a hockey game? Fuck no, not until he's way older. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm going to pay for him a ticket. He's going to get bored in like fucking 20 minutes.
Even the AHL, if you were to go see like the Oil Kings, it'd probably be like a $200 weekend.
They're WHL, but yes,
WHL.
It's not that bad. I used to watch when I lived in Victoria. I watched junior hockey quite a bit because the stadium was like, a fucking 5-minute drive from where I lived.
Yeah, okay.
And you could, I went to the ticket office there because they were doing the the Victoria Royals played there.
Yeah.
But they were doing a WHL All-Stars versus Russia All-Stars at the time.
Okay.
And that was when the NHL was locked out and Yakupov was playing for the Russian All-Stars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I was like, oh boy, I'm going down. So I went down there and I'm like, I'm going to drop $100 on tickets. I don't even care. And they were like, do you want club seats? I'm like, what are club seats? They're like, well, they're like soft and in a better spot. And, they're pretty nice. So I said, how much is the club seats? And they were like, $25 a seat. I went, wait, what? And he says $25 a seat. So I grabbed 2 tickets for $50.
Yeah.
And it was great hockey. And it was $50 for 2 tickets.
Yeah, that's wow.
I mean, it
that's
was
cheap.
awesome. So I mean, the junior hockey is great. Like the divide is a lot. I'm sure it's the same with Premier League and the lower leagues. It's not cheap to go to, and they have like 18, 20,000 fans in a stadium.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess hockey stadiums are roughly the same, 16, 17,000, but it's just, yeah, there's just the population and all that kind of stuff. There's just not that kind of devotion. I agree. It's not perfect, but it's just some kind of relegation, like some kind of gravity.
I do agree that they should have, the lower tier teams should definitely have some kind of incentive to continue to play, because you can tell by like March that half the teams know they're going to make it and half the teams know they're not, and those teams suck.
Yeah, like especially the veterans, like the old guys on the teams, the veterans on the team, they fucking know. They've been here. They're like, nah, there's fucking nothing going on.
Yeah,
like
they're
already fucking on Expedia booking their fucking Mexican holiday or whatever. Like they don't give it. They're just like, let's get these games over with and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're not trying to tear out their knees to freaking get that 9th spot in the conference or whatever. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But imagine if you fucking checked out, you were going down to the AHL and you're not gonna put out, it's just like you're not getting the fucking, I don't know. I guess that's all I'll say about the matter, but let's see what the fact checker thinks.
It is a cool idea. But yeah, he should like that. It's something for him to chew on throughout the weekend and get back to us.
Yeah, and the CFL stuff, chew on that too.
Yeah, chew on that. I guess we'll have to chew on it on like Monday when he gets to listen.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll this time I'll give you guys the whole update on the Peterborough United situation.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how is your Peterborough United?
Okay, so my EFL League One team, they have lost 2 in a row. It's been a bad couple of well, they call them fixtures. I'm going to use the lingo. All right. It's been a bad couple of, so they call them fixtures. It's like a game. I don't know why. I have no fucking idea why. They call them, it's kind of like they don't call them the guys. They call them the lads. The lads lads are good whenever I'm watching the manager talk.
Okay.
Like, oh, the lads were good tonight. Like, what the fuck are they talking? Anyway, different lingo. But anyway, so they had a bad couple of fixtures and, they lost 3-1 on Saturday to the team that was just one below them on the table. So now they're up. The Hull City was the team below, and they lost 3-1. It wasn't a very good showing for them. But I'm optimistic. There's like 14 games left or something. And they're still playing middle of the top table for pretty well the rest of the year. And I'm hoping they can pull it out. Like they're still 10 points out of like they're still in the promotion range, and they have 10 points. If you get 3 points for a win there, and 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss. So yeah, they're right in there. There's no reason they can't make it. They just gotta.
And what are they playing for? What is their championship that they're playing for?
Well, they play for promotion.
Oh,
and I think they do win like a league title, but like in English football, there's cups, but they happen throughout the year. There's no playoffs. It's like the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Papa John's Cup. They play, and all of them have different.
Really, the Papa John's Cup?
There is one called the Papa John's Cup.
Amazing.
Yeah. But they all play throughout the year. So like they have like a cup game, and then it's like 10 league games where they're trying to get promoted, and then there's like a cup game. And then there's like 10 or 12 league games, and there's like a cup game. And then if you get knocked out, now you don't play any more cup games. It's not like you have like a playoff season at the end. It's like it happens throughout the year as you're playing the season. It's kind of a weird system, and it's hard to understand because we're Western. We don't, everything is playoffs and postseason and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, there's a big trophy at the end. And like, that doesn't, it's like you win a trophy, like, and then you go back and keep playing league games. But you're still the trophy champ. Like we won the FA Cup, but we go back and play league games, and then in the Premier League, the top 4 play in the Champions League, which is other top 4s from all the other countries of Europe. Now they play for a cup.
Yeah,
and there's also a Europa Cup, which is like the 5th place team, I think, and then after that, there's fuck all. There's nothing.
So many championships.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
shit.
So
So
much
yeah, so
shit.
Peterborough is like so the top 2 in League One get promoted automatically, and the next 4 go in a playoff. And I think they even play, maybe it's just the championship, but one of them plays at Wembley.
Okay.
And the winner of that fucking game goes up, and then the loser doesn't. Like, I mean, it's kind of like this is a big fucking game, guys. It's a big fucking game.
Fucking huge.
It's a huge game.
Cool.
So I get like your interest, I guess, because it seems like there's more games that actually mean something in a season.
Yeah, like, well, like what if you're competing at the top for sure? Because I mean, like, it's either you're going to go up a league next year, and now the competition's more fierce, and also.
Well, but if you're playing for a cup, like, you know, throughout the season.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean, like if every 10 games is like a fucking cup game, like, you know, that's, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You could be playing like it's at one point there's one cup that's like it's any tier from 1 to 10 or something. So it could be, if luck of the draw and this has happened, you could have like a Premier League team playing a League One team for a cup in a cup game, and it's going to be probably a fucking slaughter. Yeah. But it can happen that way. So like you could be like, oh, Peterborough United versus Manchester City, and it'd be like everyone would be like, oh fuck, this is going to be. Oh man,
blimey.
Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, it's kind of cool how they do things, but then there's other cups that are like, these are just for the lower leagues and blah blah blah. And so basically, and then all the countries competing against each other that's like the playoffs, the Champions League. And that happens throughout the year, and that's pretty cool, because it's like now you're playing Berlin versus, or like FC, like Bayern Munich versus, you know, whoever, like Manchester United. That's Germany versus England, and who the fuck comes out on top, and that's cool. That's all going on while all the other leagues are going on. But anyway, I digress. I've already talked about how cool this is. How cool. But I'll just give you the Peterborough update. Yes, they did lose. They've lost 2 in a row, and before that they drew a game, so they've only got 1 point the last 3 games.
Oh boy.
And they're I believe one point off of top spot. That's not with 2 games in hand.
No, fucking Boomer Sooner, fucking Peterborough, right, Justin?
No, definitely not, buddy. Definitely not.
So let's just all agree. Go Peterborough, go.
Go Peterborough.
Yeah, hell yeah, go Peterborough, man.
Hey, well, this is a Peterborough podcast now.
Go Peterborough. Oh, is that what this is? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Peterborough Blues.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the update next week. They don't actually, you know what? I can't give you an update next week because they don't play until Saturday again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but it's Saturday in England.
Or no, they don't play till Tuesday. Shit.
Like, oh, okay, yeah. Then
what's the start time on that game, Eastern?
Oh fuck. So Tuesdays are usually like
3 o'clock in the morning.
No, Tuesdays are usually about noon our time.
That's not bad.
That's not so bad. But the Saturday games are like 8 a.m. or something. So yeah, I got up to watch the last one, and I was like, holy fuck, this is really early.
It always pissed me off, like during the baseball season, like waiting for the ball game, like the pregame to start. You gotta wait through all that early morning fucking soccer shit. Like,
you know what? That's what I like about watching. Like, I never watched Premier League or anything, but I watched a couple of League One games, and it's just like it's like here's some stats. Like, the screen, like there's nothing, there's no announcers, there's no bullshit. There's just like some stats on the screen for a while, and then the players come out, and they're like, "Oh, here we go, guys! It's time to start the match." And then there's no national anthems, there's no bullshit. There's a couple of things with the referee. They shake hands, and then the game starts, and then there's no. There's no commercials. It's 90 straight minutes. Well, it's 45 straight minutes with no commercial breaks. Then there's 50 minutes of halftime, and then it's 45 minutes unless it's tied. And then I think there's some extra time that can happen, but there's no, and then it's done. It's like a 2.5 hours of your life. You're fucking on with it. You've seen the game. It's not like a 5-hour extravaganza where they analyzed one guy's foot for 75 minutes. It's, it's like, how's his ankle doing? Well, here's an x-ray, and here you can see his tibia here. And he's like, fuck, what?
Oh man.
Nice.
There's way too much analysis in North American sports.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
There's a lot
Way
of
too much.
announcements.
Like, I mean, Super Bowl, honest to God, what was that thing that came out? I mean, I love watching the Super Bowl. I watched the whole fucking thing. Even when it was a runaway, even when I was like, fucking Tom Brady's just going to win another one. Jesus Christ. I was still watching it with, anyway, like wasn't there like, 45 minutes of actual action in the whole fucking game or something like that. And the rest of it is just pomp and circumstance.
Well, there's probably like a whole 60 minutes. Well, no, probably like 50, 55 minutes just because of like timeouts and, the last 5 minutes, nobody cares.
Well, there's an hour of fucking game time.
Yeah, there's an
but there's a lot of like,
time.
It's a continuous clock, right? So it's
it's not like soccer where the clock just runs and runs and runs, and then you play like 40
extra
minutes
time.
of extra time or whatever.
Yeah. So it's a continuous clock.
Yeah.
I never understood that continuous clock thing because I thought the winning team would just dawdle. Just like take a little bit extra time to do what the hell they're doing because they know they're.
Well, they do. That's called good clock management.
Yeah, it is, eh?
Yeah, that's what you do.
If you're up, you break. I see. So you know who's great for that? It's fucking the Packers. Dude, they go on some drives. They go on like 10-minute drives. Like these, like they just
munch
wear
clock,
you
eh?
down.
Did you watch another Super Bowl? I don't remember the Packers being in the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. I'm just talking about in everyday play, like the Packers, they will fucking eat that clock. They eat it even when they're losing. They eat the clock.
I can't remember if you heard me, but I said, "Are they clock munchers?"
Oh yeah, buddy. They they love eating time.
I thought you were gonna say they love eating clock. They're clock munchers, Ed.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So all that stuff, that continuous clock and everything. I don't know. It's takes some getting used to for sure. Because I'm like, fucking kick the ball. Kick the fucking ball. You're running out of time. What are you doing? And the guy's like, fucking, the goalie's like, side. I'm like, get the ball down the fucking field. You only got 2 minutes.
That makes me think of The Simpsons, where like soccer comes to Springfield and everyone gets excited and they go to the game and it's literally just the three guys passing it to each other, like. And then like the Springfield announcer's like, oh, he passes it back, passes it forward, and then they go to like the Mexican announcer and he's just freaking out.
Yeah, I was like, he holds it.
Galarraga 2. Galarraga.
Yeah. He holds it. Oh, the guy's like standing up out of the chair.
He's just loving it.
Dude, you know what? I wasn't yelling at the TV last weekend, but like every time they passed it back to the goalie, I'm like, what the fuck? It's or like they're at like the offensive box, like they're there. It's like, it's like 20 more feet. Just get the ball moving, get it in there. And the guy's like, whoa, fucking, there's nowhere to go. So he passes it all the way back out of the half field back to his own half. I'm like, what the fuck? That's the wrong way, man.
The honeymoon's over for Tyson and fucking football.
Oh no, I wasn't yelling. I was just like, what are you doing, man? Like, me and Wheels were talking about this. It's like every dude watching any sport ever. It's like that. What are you doing, man? What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you watched a guy swing a bat at a baseball and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Well, I can tell you this: when we brought Tommy home, it was All-Star Week for the MLB. So the first thing Tommy would have ever seen on a television screen is the MLB All-Star Game.
Nice.
And yeah, there was some. You see that, Tommy? This guy's a bum.
What is this guy doing? Doesn't even know what the hell's going on here.
Little Tommy's fucking like 4 days old.
He's 4 days old. You're like, how come the center fielder's playing so deep? How come he's playing so deep? He shouldn't be playing that deep.
He's an idiot. Because he's an idiot, Tommy. I want you to always remember that guy. That is what an idiot looks like.
Playing so deep. Come on, take 12 steps forward, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? So anyway, there was a lot of that. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like the cross, like, he's going down the wing. I'm like, oh, fucking just booted into the box, a nice header right into the net. And then he booted it into the fucking stands. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Not doing nothing.
Oh, man.
And then I was on.
already starting. It's already.
I was on the Twitter, and then all the other fans were like, "He put it into the stands," and I was like, "Ah, what the fuck?"
What's like European football Twitter like? Is it like
I'm not into it as much as I was the hockey. So like but from what I am, it's the same because it's like I was like reading a lot of the Peterborough Twitter, and it was just like, who the fuck is that? That guy shouldn't be starting. Why is this guy starting? You should be starting this guy instead. And like, this guy's really showed he's not. He shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be in the starting 11. There's just no way. And like, what was a cross? He can't cross for the life of me. And I'm like, and I'm reading it like, well,
got rubber feet, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, imagine what I'm saying, but with that accent for sure. It was like that. And so I'm like, wow. And some guys are like, as soon as like they lost the game, it's like, bottom of the table, here we come. It's like, fucking no, it's not. No, it's not. You know, you hear the same shit, right? You hear the same shit.
It's like an English version, well, like a British version of Tyson.
It's like, your bottom of the table, here we come. It's like, come on.
Lost the game dominated. They're fine.
Yeah. It's like they lost fucking 2 games. Come on. They went on like a 7-game heater before that. I think it's okay. Yeah. And even the manager, I watched the manager after.
That.
I watched the manager after, and I really like the manager because he's like a level-headed dude. He's not like, he's just like, they're like, are you going to win the league? He's like, nobody wins the league in March. What the hell are you talking about? And the guy's like, well, you know, like you're top of the table. It's like, yeah, but there's 16 games left and nobody wins the league in March. You don't win the league till the last game of the year. So talk to me then and I'll tell you if we're going to win the league. And I'm like, yes, man, that's exactly right. That's exactly
right. Are you trying to tell me that you're expecting me to win the championship in March? You're loony.
You're loony. You got to say blimey or something, Daniels, on top of that.
I'm just like drawing on like every Monty Python sketch that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, it's pretty spot on. It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, I do love Monty Python.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm a pretty big fan. I'm enjoying it. It's much more fun. Man. It's much more fun for me to pay attention to and try and figure out, and you know.
Yeah, I always try to get into like a new sport, like I once tried to get into like racing.
That's hard too.
F1 and shit. It's just so fun. I'm like, all right. You know, I kind of have, you know, some of the storylines down. I've researched, you know, some of the guys, you know, Dale Earnhardt, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm watching this shit and I'm just like, nope, they're just driving around in a fucking circle.
Well, they're like, they're driving left and you're like, okay, well, like this is going to be intense. Like somebody's going to win pretty soon. And then you see in the corner, it's like lap 9 of 265.
Yeah. And you're like, no, I'm done. We're done here.
I can't watch this for 4 hours. Jesus Christ.
I tried to get into rugby, which kind of bled into like Aussie rules football.
Yeah.
But it's just too hard to watch. And I don't think Sportsnet World is even a channel anymore. So I don't even know. Like I'd have to it would be too much work to even watch.
Yeah.
So
Sportsnet has Bundesliga, and I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. And that is the German. It's not English football at all. It's nothing to do with England. It is like Berlin and and you know Bayern Munich and all that stuff. So they got a game tomorrow. Bundesliga, and they have a relegation.
Oh, they all do, man. It's like the Italian one, La Liga.
Yeah, La Liga.
Yeah, they all. I love the I love the names of the fucking leagues.
Yeah. And even like France has like a French sounding one, and Portugal has a Portuguese sound. You know, like
football exclamation point.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's just awesome, man. Yeah, so like if you're looking for a new sport, man, hey, bandwagon Peterborough fan, come on.
Yeah, I can try. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what?
It's definitely very easy to find. And, you know, it's not hard to find soccer in this country. And
yeah, you could find it pretty easy. There is a way to pay for it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's more of a pain in the ass than probably just finding a legal stream would be.
I'll tell you right now, if I jump on the soccer bandwagon, it's going to be the fucking Premier League, and it's going to be fucking Liverpool all day, buddy.
Oh, man. Dude, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say Liverpool.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. Because I was looking for a Premier League team as well, not to really follow, but if I ever wanted to, just kind of looking for an alliance. You know, I don't have a born into it or brought up into it alliance there. So I asked a guy I work with, and he was like, yeah, I used to watch Premier League. And I was like, what's your fucking team? And he's like, Liverpool. And I'm like, well, that's my team now. So it's funny you say Liverpool. And it's
Wayne Rooney used to play on fucking.
Yeah, is that the Aussie guy?
No, he's
he's a British guy, but he was just like, you picture like he was just very rough, very gritty. I was gonna say like think Ty Domi, but like soccer.
Okay. I'm kind of a fan of that kind of player. I'm a fan of rough soccer. You know, like
he was always on the national team. Like Wayne Rooney was always on the national team.
Okay, yeah. Well, like and then like let's watch a Liverpool game, man. I don't care. Yeah, I have Sportsnet now. I get Bundesliga. I'm pretty sure I get Premier League too.
I have the Sportsnet station. So yeah, there's always fucking soccer.
Yeah, okay.
There's always soccer on, yeah.
And also the owner of Peterborough, his team is Liverpool. So it's funny you say Liverpool because it's kind of it's a small world, it's all connected somehow.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
So this is also a Liverpool podcast.
The Liverpool Peterborough Blues, baby.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to do. I want to walk in vaccine in my arm.
Yeah.
Can I get the vaccine in my arm?
Yeah, we'll watch.
We'll watch a Blue Jays game. We'll watch some baseball. We'll watch some football, and by football I mean soccer. And
yeah.
You won't watch hockey at all.
I haven't been like this excited for a Jays season to start since I guess like the start of the 2016 season.
How have they been in spring training?
They've been off and on. Don't give any brevity to fucking spring games.
Yeah,
it's all split squad. The first game of the regular season is I believe April 1st against New York. So
I think that's the first game.
The only problem is I believe the Jays are going to be playing in fucking Dunedin this year. Which means that Florida air, buddy, balls are going to be flying out of that fucking stadium.
Yeah, it's
Vladdy's
I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that.
That also is good for the Jays because they've had like
it's good for the Jays, but I mean, there's some heavy hitters going to be coming into our yard that are going to be just fucking eating fucking fat balls alive. Yeah. Oh yeah. You leave anything over the plate in Florida, forget it, man. That thing's fucking gonna end up in Rhode Island. Fuck. But yeah, no, it should be a great year for the Jays. I'm expecting the Jays to make the playoffs, hands down.
I was talking to somebody today, and they were telling me that they moved Vladdy to first base.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it better suits him.
Okay, so they didn't want him at third, like, because he's not a big, but I heard he dropped a ton of weight. But I thought the criticism on him was that he was
drop
slow.
A ton of weight. It's just his.
Oh, you cut out again. It's just his what? We cut out, folks.
Mobility. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe Biggio. Oh fuck! I wish I had it in front of me. Like all of like last year's guys, it seemed like they all took a step to the left. They all moved over because they have that new guy Simeon at second base. I believe Biggio was still at short. Fuck, I'll have to look it up. I'm sorry.
And they signed this new free agent. For the center fielder or the right field, George Springer. Yeah. So I watched some highlights on the guy, and he can crank the ball and he can make a catch. So this is exciting too. But he's only 1 year, right? I thought he's only 1 year.
I think it's like
no, he has a multi-year deal.
He has multi-year? Okay, that's good news because
he does. Yeah, he signed like $150 million contract.
Fuck.
Yeah, he better fucking be there for more than 1 year.
Yeah, Jesus. He was Yeah, he was a big pickup.
Yeah,
that is pretty huge.
Yeah, no, he was one of the bigger names that were on the market this year.
Yeah.
Of course, he is a cheater, but we'll have to see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure he'll.
You haven't forgiven him yet since he plays for the Jays now.
dude. Like we've said before.
Yeah.
Just taking steroids, and there's knowing what fucking pitch is fucking coming.
Yeah, that's very true. It's
a whole lot easier to hit the ball when you know what pitch is coming, not on steroids, than it is to put a needle in your ass and crank out like 76.
And McGuire your way to a fucking home run record.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
man, I remember watching that and just being like, I remember watching these and like I made sure I watched these games. I was like, Dad, are these games coming on? He's like, man, it's on tonight. Cardinals.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a point of viewing.
I'm watching because I was watching the game where McGuire cranked and won the record.
It was pretty.
And then Sosa did it a little while later.
Yeah,
like a game or two later or something.
Yeah. There are just those games that like like up here in Canada, you'll just like station like I remember watching Cal Ripken break like Lou Gehrig's fucking consecutive games record. Like I remember watching that. You know what I mean? Like, so
dude, you know what I want, and I'm pretty sure you want the same thing. I want to just like there's something. Because like that when I was a kid, there was always some cool shit going on. Like it was like throw a fucking the Jays are gonna win a fucking World Series, and I'm like, holy shit! I had no concept. I didn't know it was fucking the first and only 2 times you're gonna win. You know, so I want to like see this. Like, holy shit, the Jays are gonna win the fucking World Series, and Inga's gonna be like, who? And I gotta wake Bruce up. And she's gonna go, it's a school night. And I'm going, I don't fucking care. It's
it doesn't matter.
You know, I'm going to wake him up.
Sports championships trump fucking I will pull Tommy out of fucking school to watch.
This is a huge deal. Well, man, if the Oilers were ever in my lifetime gonna be in the Stanley Cup final, I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna be mad, but I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna be like, Bruce, you're staying up, buddy. Like that's just the way it is. You got to see this. This is shit that you might not ever see again.
Well, it's just things that are like, I mean, they're big in pop culture, like it's pop culture history, right? Like, you know,
you got to see this,
yeah. Like, get home and turn your fucking TV set on, and like, and watch this,
Yeah,
like the Jays run, you know what I mean, in 2015 and 2016. I mean, that was you had to, whether you were a baseball fan or not,
you had to watch it. Like, if you're Canadian,
you had to watch that shit. I mean, first of all, it was exciting fucking baseball that was being played. I will still go back and watch Game 5 of the 2015 ALDS.
Is that the one? I was watching it on my computer.
That was like bad game, man.
That was the one where I'm pretty sure the guy bobbled at first base or something, and Donaldson stole home. Was that?
No, that was 2016.
I always confuse the two.
That was 2016. 2015 was the like hour and a half fucking 7th inning where fucking Martin throws the ball, and if it goes off Chu's fucking bat, Odor scores, and then it's just fucking chaos. And then the Jays come to bat the next inning. It takes Texas 6 outs to get the Jays off the fucking field in the bottom of the 7th. Elvis Andrus makes 3 errors in that fucking inning and completely fucking. So when you say, Tyson, oh, we're in the bottom of the 9th, that's why I'm weary, because I watch a game like that and I'm like, oh Jesus, like
there's a lot to still go around. The 9th inning's a long time.
This could be a catastrophe.
It's
one of the greatest games I've ever watched, and I watched almost every single pitch of the 2004 ALCS between New York and Boston, which will be, to me, my generation, I think is the greatest playoff series ever. And I'm like, I'll go back and I will watch. I know what's gonna happen, but it's just I'm so captivated by this fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, fuck! I don't know.
You're gonna watch that? No,
I have to watch the league. Oh man. Well.
How's it going, man?
Well, you know what? Actually, I guess just quickly before we sign off here, we are 6 days away from the Zack Snyder Justice League. How are you preparing, Justin? How are you preparing for this day?
I'm
Zack Snyder Day.
I'm gonna catch up on my sleep because by the time we come back on that following Friday, I will still be watching that fucking thing because it's 17,000 hours long.
I have to find a way to sneak in Justice League before that comes out, which is in itself is like 3 hours and like 12 minutes.
We could maybe collaborate on a Justice League at a.
We could maybe collaborate on that
at a neutral location. That is
undisclosed neutral location.
Yes, at an undisclosed neutral location.
Area 53. We'll just call it Area 53.
Yeah. It's the hazmat suit location.
The clean zone.
Yeah.
So we're 6 days away. So your excitement.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Still there. It's died off a little bit.
I'm still there. Like I'll watch it. I'm excited to see. I'm more excited to see what your reaction is. To be honest, I'm more excited to see what you think of it because it's more your thing. Like you're way more into those Zack Snyder just DC movies than I am. So I'm way more excited to hear what you have to say about it. And I'm sure, and I will definitely watch it, and I'll have stuff to say. But I think that you will be way more enthusiastic about it than I will.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah. But I'm gonna watch it with gusto.
You know what I will be excited about on Friday because I will have watched the first episode. I don't know if you two will, but I will have watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's this Friday.
That's coming Friday. Ooh. Yes.
Holy shit.
Buddy.
So it's fucking. We got what Justice League on Thursday,
and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And then Winter Soldier, Falcon, fucking Friday. Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
It's like superhero month, fucking on the streaming.
Apparently, it's true.
Well, fucking, I tell you right now.
You gotta watch it because it's gonna have something to do with Wanda a little bit. Probably it's something in there. I'll have something to do with it.
Well, me and Tyson could probably squeeze in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it won't be that long, and I will try to squeeze in the 17 hours of Justice League, and Daniels can be in charge of reporting on the Justice League.
Yeah, you be the Justice League guy.
I'm going into Justice League hard, and I'm gonna come out looking like fucking old Captain America, man. Just the movie will be over, and I'll just be sitting on a bench staring at a sunset, not willing to discuss the woman that I had an affair with. During the movie,
somebody's just gonna sit down and say, "You want to watch it again?" And all you're gonna say is, "No, I don't think that I will."
No, that I don't think that I will. Eric,
an old Captain.
Eric, do you want to tell us about Justice League? No, I don't think that I will.
Not enough time.
Not enough time.
I think you have a fucking time machine. Not enough time.
Enough time.
Oh, man. But yeah, right? Like, what the fuck, Captain America? God damn it. Steve Rogers. Fuck.
The thing is, they've opened up a whole can of worms with like they could just go back in time and be like, young Captain America, we need you again. You're old in the future and we need young you. And he's like, okie doke. And then like he just comes and then
no, I don't think that I will.
Or maybe he says that. Who knows?
Maybe they destroyed the time machine. Maybe Captain America. That was like
no. That time machine is going to be fucking integral to the writers of those fucking
so?
movies. That time machine never gets fucking destroyed.
That's going to get them out of all kinds of jams.
Do you not think they were like, Hulk, you got to destroy the time machine?
Doesn't matter because somebody else in another wavelength. Because you got Doctor Strange's multiverse.
Yeah,
he's going to open everything up too. So you can just jump in the multiverse and save the time machine and bring back. And I say this: it's not a time machine; it's a plot hole fixer.
It is.
It
is. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna jump to the future at some point, and then Iron Man's daughter's gonna be Iron Man.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Because that's probably what's gonna happen. That I Love You 3000 girl is gonna be Iron Man. She's gonna grow up without Iron Man. Without Tony Stark.
Yeah.
She's gonna know the history. She can become Iron Man, and then at some point, Tony Stark's going to come back with that time machine plot hole fixer. Because if you really think they're not gonna cameo Robert Downey Jr. like 18 movies from now, of course they are.
He'll be like 90 years old.
Dude, they're just gonna use that Star Wars fucking make him look young again. Shit.
Yeah. Or they're just gonna let him be an old guy and he's just gonna like turn up. You know, he'd be like, I'm a different dimension, Tony Stark. They didn't do this. They did the snap and lived or something. And it'll be that simple.
They could do that too. They could do
Robert Downey Jr. is so popular, man.
You're ruining Endgame for me. It was perfect. Okay. There was no plot holes.
It was nice. It was, but if they're not going to overlook the cash cow that is Robert Downey Jr. That guy's the most popular guy in the whole MCU. He's the most popular character. He's the most popular actor. Everybody loves all the actors in there, but if you think of MCU, you think of one guy, and that's Robert Downey Jr.
He's also the most expensive, man. Like how much?
Yeah, that's because he should be.
And I agree with that, but I don't think, especially now, since the world's shut down for a year, that they can afford to pay him the $100 million a year that they were.
I think he takes a pay cut. He looks like a pay cut kind of guy.
Well, he might just for the movie. He might
be
just
like, fuck it. Yeah, you know what? Just give me this and let's make some more magic.
Yeah.
And then he can get dressed up and go to the hospital and see kids. And
he does seem like the kind of guy who would be like, who would at the end of the day would just be like, yeah, that's me. I'm Iron Man. He would just want to.
That's my role.
That's
my
me.
role.
I'm Iron Man.
Well, yeah. He is obviously Iron Man. Yeah, like I don't think they should recast Iron Man.
Dude, I'm sure they've already talked to him, and they're like in phase 7, you're gonna come back, and he's like, okie doke, and then like just
cool.
Call
See
me.
you then.
Yeah, he's like, just call me then. Yeah. I'm gonna be in my mansion until then.
I'll just be waiting, watching the movies.
Yeah,
not like that idiot Ben Affleck who fucking can't suck it up.
There's no way. There's no way they're writing Robert. There's no way, that's the last time we see Robert Downey Jr. in an MCU movie. There's no way. But it's going to seem like it because the gravity of the situation, they're going to want to make it. So they're not going to bring him back right away. It's not going to be like the next
no. Yeah,
it's
you draw that out.
A long time. There's going to be another
2024, 2025. You're definitely
going to and then it's going to be. And then as soon as the news hits that Tony Stark's, even if it's like a 7-minute or like a 2-minute cameo, that fucker's gonna sell like 7 billion more tickets just because of that. Yeah, it's like the word will get, oh hey, Tony's fucking Robert Downey Jr.'s in it for 2 minutes. It's gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta go see that thing.
It's entirely possible.
And then it's gonna lead into like, oh, maybe he's gonna come back, and there's gonna be a big speculation thing, and that's Marvel, man.
Right. Yeah.
On that note,
that's it.
I think we're good.
Next week, Justice League and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Book it.
I will definitely. Yeah, so Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
I should be able to get Justice League in. The league.
Obviously,
pending where I am in the league.
All right, I'm gonna try and get closer to where you are, Daniels, because I'm about 2 seasons behind.
Yeah, fuck. Start watching it while you're driving, buddy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was even shaving yesterday, and I had my phone up on like the shower because it's perfect. Like I can just like kind of fucking do both. And Tommy comes into the bathroom, and I got like the Bluetooth speaker, and he's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "I'm watching my phone." And he's like, "You're watching your phone while you shave?" And I was like, "Buddy, it's called multitasking."
Yeah. You'll get there one day, bud.
Awesome.
You know what? Can you hold this while I'm in the shower, bud?
Yeah. Hold it in the curtain. There we go. No. That's in the water. Wait a little bit.
Go get me a sandwich bag, quick. Actually, I could do that because I think it's in the first season. Kevin is like jerking off to porn. He's got like his old phone in a fucking sandwich bag in the shower.
Or how about
my god!
At some point, like I think it's early in the first season, they're talking about jerking off, and then Ruxin's like, "I can't jerk." Oh, it's when Ruxin can't get laid because his wife just had a baby, and they're like, "Just jerk off, man." And he's like, "Well, I can't because Sophia thinks it's cheating." And then what about Jenny? Does Jenny think it's cheating? And Kevin's like, "No, I'm allowed to do it as long as I'm working out." So he just shows him on a Stairmaster watching porn.
And then there's like a scene in that episode where they're all fucking working out.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I like how
Oh, my God.
Jenny, his wife, walks in while he's working out, and like the porn's on, and he's like, "Hey, babe," and she's like, "Oh, this is quite a scene," and he's like, "Sure is," and then she just leaves. Like she knows what he's up to.
He's not even like jerking off either.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause he needs to see it because he needs the context.
Yeah,
Why are they there? Why are they fucking? Why is this so good? Like,
yeah. He's just
fuck,
getting
that
ready.
show. That show. I can't believe I slept on that show for years.
Yeah. Well, this show gets
Fuck,
a ringing
man.
endorsement from the Wheels Blues podcast.
Oh,
let me say.
hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Please
it
watch.
does.
Please watch
Absolutely.
it.
Please
Yes.
watch it.
The League
And-
is excellent on Disney Plus. You fools, get the Disney Plus.
And on that note,
Yes,
We are done.
we are done. That is it for episode 50X, whatever this is. 5X.
At the 2 at 3
50, 54?
55.79.
55.
Season 2, episode 3.
Season 2, episode 3.
Jesus Christ, we had this down till we got to the 50s, and now we can't figure out what the
Yeah.
hell.
No,
All right, so it's
I
episode
botched it. I
55.
botched it.
55 of the Wheels Blues podcast. I'm at Tin Can Blues. You can find me at Tin Can Blues on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find our our Facebook page. Our fucking website is wheelsbluespodcast.wixsite.com/my-site, and you can go on there and find everything you need about us. So do that, maybe.
No, do it.
Yeah,
When
do
you're
it.
done watching the league, go do that.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
do
Okay,
that.
yeah, do that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't think about it. Do it. Just do it.
And I am at Eric_83, and you can find me with my head in my phone watching the league for right now. If you do see me out on the street with my head on my phone, please just make sure that I'm going in the right direction so as I don't get hurt.
And I'm at My Wheels. You can find me here on Mondays, botching the intros and other parts of the Wheels Blues podcast. And you can also find me at Money Wheels on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can also follow the Wheels Blues podcast Facebook page. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, give us a like, send us comments, requests, all that good stuff.
Pump that algorithm, kid.
Pump it.
Come on now.
God damn rights. And also, I just want to say we miss you, Squeed. I hope you get back on the show pretty quick whenever you can, bud.
Yeah, we love you, buddy.
We do. We love you.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I was thinking we should meet up at a bar. Just bring a tape recorder.
We should just move all the equipment to the Atherby stage. I mean, they're not using that side of the
Yeah.
B, right?
They're not.
Everybody comes in like, wow, this band sucks.
What is this spoken word shit?
Fucking poetry. All right, I do have something I can.
If we recorded live at the Atherby, half of our podcast would us just be telling other people to shut the fuck up and go away.
Go away.
You don't like it, fucking leave. Nobody fucking made you come in here. Go
Hey.
home.
I know 14 of you like it. Hey, Wheels, you should start. Oh, you are recording. Okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm recording. I'm on top of it, kind of.
You would. Fuck
Good
yeah,
job,
boys.
Good job. Good job.
Whatever. That's not going in the show. I'll edit out the burp.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Or maybe I'll leave the burp in.
you could leave the
Put
burp
the
in
burp right at the end after the
That-
music's over, and there's
that-
just your burp.
that could be a thing.
Well, then I got to do a
Hidden
better
track.
burp than that. I got to do a better burp than that. That was inferior.
But it's a spontaneous burst. Spontaneous reactions and emotions are the best.